So I just wanted to ask a question. Do you struggle with organizing your social media content? Does it feel like a big deal? Does it feel like a huge amount of work to plan the content and then organize it to kind of stay on top of it? Well, if you stick with me for the next few minutes, I'm going to share a system I've got that will help you to plan the content and keep on top of it and be able to consistently post in only allowing for about 20 minutes a day. If you haven't met before, hi, my name's Cathy. I am a sales conversion copywriter, which means I work with clients to write their copy. And I'm also a copywriting mentor for online coaches and therapists. And I help my students to put together strategies that get more engagement, get more clients for the programs by making sure that their messaging and their content is all really, really aligned with their audience. So what I'm going to share with you is the exact strategy that I teach them so that they can put this in place and get all that engagement and sales in only 20 minutes a day. So let's get into it. All right, so the first one is that you want a way to uncover what I call the triggers of your audience. Now, most people are teaching that you need to do brainstorming, go off, do research, all that kind of stuff. What I do and what I teach is to do research. So actually spend time talking with your audience, get on calls with them, ask questions, and start collecting all that language. And in there, you're going to get all the insights that you need to understand what their pain points are, what the outcomes are that they're looking for, and it will give you the language so that you can connect with them authentically and that you're never guessing. And when you follow this system of collecting language and then organizing it, it gives you just almost endless ideas for content, and it's always really, really dialed in because it becomes like a conversation. You're creating content in response to something that somebody has told you that they're struggling with or that they need help with. Apart from your messaging getting really dialed in, this really helps with like your offers and what it is that you put into your programs, because you can then respond to what people are telling you that they are struggling with. So that's step one, is basically have conversations and listen before you kind of start creating any content. So once you've got all that organized, you've got your triggers and you've got all these kind of starting points for what your content will be, then I've got some different frameworks that I share. I've got these 3 really simple frameworks that pretty much cover most pieces of content. One of them is about always talking about the features and benefits of your program, which sounds a bit dry, but what it is you take this trigger, you take this idea that your audience has given you, you link it back to something that you like how you help solve that problem in your program, and then you talk about the benefits. So for example, you know, what I'm talking about right now, this struggle with planning and organizing content. The way I help solve that problem for my students is that I have a Trello board and I've got these frameworks and I've got this system that I've created. And in fact, you can get your hands on it. So if you comment below, or even just send me a DM and I'll send you a copy, it's completely free. It's a little toolkit to kind of put all these pieces in place. And then obviously the benefit of that for you guys is that once you've got all these frameworks and that system in place, it allows you to get unstuck. It gives you that organization, that big picture overview, and also gives you confidence that you know you're talking to your audience about topics that they're interested in. And then this brings me to number 3, which is the brand aura framework. Now, what I've done is taken all the kind of ideas in marketing around, you know, pain points and outcomes, benefits, features, all that kind of stuff. And I've created some touch points that are basically psychologically proven triggers. These are the things that your audience needs to hear from you about before they can make a decision to work with you. And so in this Trello board that I've got that you can grab a copy of, I've broken it down into these different marketing touch points. And then when you organize your content into these, you know, into these kind of columns, I guess, in the Trello board, and follow, you know, pick one a day or every time you're doing, however often you're doing your content, then you know that, you know, once every 7 posts, you're giving a call to action, like you're explaining what your offer is. You know, you're not always just focusing on pain points, but you're also, you know, touching on benefits and outcomes. You're talking about your expertise as well in there. So all these touch points are in there. And it just works beautifully together. So you take the triggers from your audience, you follow a few simple frameworks to write the content to get it all organized, and then you've got it all in this kind of brand aura framework, so that you know that when you're writing your content, there's a reason for it all. You're not just kind of throwing it out there and hoping or guessing. There's a real strategy behind it all. And over time, this builds up, paints a picture about you, your program, what you do, and really creates that rapport and that connection with your audience. And that's when people start putting their hand up to say, hey, you're the perfect fit. You can help me. I want to work with you. That's it. I hope you found that useful. Remember, if you want a copy of the Social Flow Toolkit, which has got all these bits in there for free, drop a comment below or send me a message in the DMs. Have a great day.